Hello, Gigworks friends. I'm Giselle Lien, founder of Gigworks.com, a platform that gets artists gigs. And today we're speaking to an amazing new soul artist, David Guzman. So welcome, Joel.
How y'all doing?
So tell us a little bit more about the new soul artist category. It's new, it's amazing. Give us your take.
Word. Joel here. Yes, new soul. Not to be misunderstood with neo soul, but new soul is more this mixture of 70s indie type rock sounds and jazz and blues soul. So it's really the perfect combination of soul, blues, jazz, and 70s rock. What we have all been waiting for, actually.
Isn't it great that how we can involve art and create new forms of types of music, and it's so organic.
Very organic, very organic. That has been growing and morphing and transforming over the last centuries, right? From classical music to new classical sounds that are becoming classic now, to retro sounds that are being recycled, right? Every few decades, that still gets tweaked in relativity to the time now. Right. So it's definitely a beautiful, organic, dynamic, universe of creativity for sure. When it comes to these genres and subgenres, definitely.
So talking about genres and styles of music, tell us your style of music and how did you develop it?
Right. My style is definitely my own style, but with major influences from, the culture that I was born in. Right. And being born in Boston, raised in Boston and New York and the East Coast, and having family in, Florida and California, and touring through the Midwest from Chicago to New Orleans, getting ratified by the Jazz Foundation of America, or, going and playing at Morgan Freeman's Ground Zero Blues Club, Clarksdale, Mississippi, and driving past those cotton fields and being able to see the reality of the birth of this kind of music is definitely a major influence. And then, of course, as someone being born 1990, at the start of this golden decade, hip hop and classic hip hop really influenced me growing up in the inner city, right in the shadows of the Prudential Building to, South End or North End Manhattan and South End Bronx. And so hip hop definitely fuses with that jazz and blues. And then coming into this new age as a modern young creative, being influenced by, techno and EDM and electric sounds, and then new wave and then new disco and all this fusion combination thereof, working with producers like Yurik, and these kinds of musicians that can cross these borders as engineers, became then the final influence, let's say, in my time here in Hamburg and in Germany. So it's a fusion of all these things that has led me to a point where I am now a new soul artist.
Mm-hmm. But you're originally from Boston and you're an American, but how did you end up in Germany?
So definitely made the leap of faith for love. That was a mother of my child, Sophia. And she is from Kloppenburg, Landkreis. And so we met in Boston. She was studying Harvard Extension, and long story short, fell in love and jumped across for her. So that was really what that was all about. But since then, made these connections and developed as an artist here in Hamburg. And that's where my soul is and my heart, right? And home is where your heart is. Hamburg reminds me of Boston. So Flowers family, Pure Music, and this whole team that we have is definitely why I stayed.
So we're getting some extra music atmosphere in the background. So we're enjoying some of Joel's work there. So tell us, because when I first met you, you told me that you were on Voice Germany and you got to become a semi-finalist. Tell us more about that experience.
Yes, definitely. So the Voice of Germany, that was season 7. And after getting through the audition from the beginning and making it on Andreas Barani's team, I was really able to spread my wings with the staff, collaborating with the different artists. We did some shoots, for example, for Ziad and other commercial companies that they were working with. And of course, the experience of being able to work with such a level of production, the vocal training and coordination, direction, choreography that we were put under, working with Nikita Thompson, who is the stage choreographer with Germany's Next Top Model, among other different big productions. That was really big. And also working with Ivan Katafet closely. And on my season, they brought in John Legend and Alicia Keys as well during the finals. And then, of course, Ty, who went on to take my place in the semifinals to go into the live and finish that off strong for everybody. Really becoming a symbol of hope and transparency and, let's say, development in society and music, right? With this ethnic background and mixed German and English and Nigerian. So really, really fantastic experience for sure. And from that, I was able to catapult and step into a position of directing and creative direction and management, music management, managing my own bookings and developing those kinds of relationships myself in the last few years, being acknowledged from my time and my debut on national German television, yes, the most broadcasted or most successful music platform in Germany, I'd say, Voice of Germany, in terms of broadcasting television. Sat.1, ProSieben, they're working with Foolproof as well as some other subsidiaries that really support what they're doing.
Sounds like an amazing experience. So while you were there at the Voice of Germany, you were coached and you met some of the best in the business: Alicia Keys, Emile Sand, Robin Williams, Shawn Mendes. What were some of the things that they said that to coach you that stuck with you today?
They said a lot of influential things, actually, that really not only propelled me further then in the moment, but that I held on to for sure. They gave me very powerful impressions of the target market I'm being received by here in Germany, and understanding those dynamics being in Europe. And they gave me some really strong insight in terms of having confidence in my vocal color and the signature of my sound, which is, I think, one of the most reverent and important, significant things that an artist or a vocal artist needs to kind of stick with, is confidence in who they are and in the color that makes them unique. And so they were really able to support my doubts in certain sounds and edges of my voice then that I later grew into, that developed into how I can sing today, which of course is also still developing. So I'm always learning. But yes, along those lines, I mean, there was so many. I was working with Ivana, I was working with Andres Brani and their profound team of professionals as well, which was Miss von der Rijn, which was Ivan Ambri, which was Jakob, was also on his team, and these people were just behind the scenes as well, but were able to really guide me in direct my vocal visceral expression those times when I had a lot less experience at such a high level, being on screen, live performances in front of thousands, and also live broadcasting was really a lot. So it was a lot to take in. But overall, I think most important, again, can't underline enough that they really made sure that I felt confident in my signature color, and to kind of, know everything else out and know that when you're on stage, when you're in front of that mic, the stage and that mic is yours, and that's really what they really brought forth.
Really wise words from some of the masters in the industry. And I think one of the most important things that I think newcomers really need to know is how to work in the business and knowing all the ins and outs to understand where you fit in and where you can excel and become a star. Because sometimes, certain genres might not appeal to all, but that's okay. You can live within, be a big star within your genre, right? But So you actually also worked on some spoken word pieces, and which was a reflection of our current situation. Do you plan on creating more of the spoken word, or will you incorporate that into your songs and performances?
Definitely, definitely. I think it's without a shadow of a doubt, I'm someone that represents, those tough topics and motions thereof, that are critical in our society today. And I make all efforts to bring that to the forefront when it's in my music lyrically. If I can express myself or deliver a more spoken word expression or declaration, with the beat metronome in the back or a cappella, that's something that I would do. I've had too many conversations with veteran artists, musicians from jazz to blues and soul here in Germany, here in Hamburg alone, that have admitted to me that venue owners have asked them 20 years ago to not bring, politics or social, political, philosophical, opinions into their music. And sadly enough, they adhered to that request. And
Hmm.
as such, music was slowly diluted and numbed out.
Hmm.
And, a society and certain municipals will reflect that nulling, diluting of the music, and the culture is
Hmm.
reflected in how the society is expressing themselves. They're maybe not jumping and shouting when the song is on point. They're
Right.
inside, they're kind of in their bodies, or the lack of emotions or expressions as you see people walking through the streets, as opposed to when they're in front of, the live shit happening. So yes, this is something that I want to make sure that I bring into my music, because I have that on a daily basis in my life, and the people that reciprocate that energy that I am around, and the people that I meet in person feel that immediately, from my smiles to my look to what I'm talking about, how passionate I am, and using music as a platform to express that, radiate that to more people, is definitely a goal of mine for sure. And it's all about positivity. It's all about believing again in the possibility of innovation and what's new, that changes forever, but now is as well. And so we take the power from all of these sides, to disallow stagnation, but also allow for someone to have the autonomy to be complacent.
Hmm.
And it's not about correcting somebody, but it's about reciprocating more love. What the world needs now, and what the world has always needed, is love, sweet love, not just for one, but for everyone, you
Right.
know? And so that's something that I can push through my music, bringing those experiences that are good and bad, but putting it on the table in a way that is positive and
Mhm.
reciprocated, um, through positivity, through positive works, creative works. Mm.
It is so important to have an artist literally express their emotions, how they see the world,
Yes.
and even taking a negative experience and transforming it into and lyrically, musically, rhythmically into your work to express your feeling without being hurtful in other way, and taking that negative and turning into positivity for the world to enjoy. It's so great what music can do for a person and other people as well, especially you as an artist to do for others.
Yeah, as we have done to ourselves,
Hmm.
which is really amazing, because it's a journey that we dive into ourselves, and through that, we find these facets that are existing in other people and in all of us. And as we're doing our own patchwork, because music and the creation and production of music is extremely cathartic, and we connect with other people, then it becomes, we transcend that catharticism to those other people as well. And so that's why it's reciprocated. It is a kind of give and give back. It's not a give and take, but
Right,
rather a give and give back.
right, exactly. It's a two-way street.
It's,
So are you writing your own material, and are there any collaborations so far that you can give us a scoop on?
yes, so Yurik behind me is one of the producers that is directing some of the vocal and visceral expressions that we have when we're writing these lyrics, writing the songs.
Mhm.
And he steps in on some direction, but all of my lyrics and my songs are 99% of the time written by me. The artist you see in front of him, Daniel Leon, also one of the artists we're working with that we'll be releasing music with.
Mhm.
He is also a writer, a singer-songwriter, writes most of his music on his own, but when working with a professional like Yurik or some of the others among our employ, we do follow the direction that they have, as you might hear right now.
Yes, I can hear him speaking German. um,
He's given direction to this artist lyrically from what he did
mhm,
vocally on his own lyrics, but now
Mhm.
being directed.
mhm. Has there been any opportunities or coincidence that ended up being very fortunate, sort of a lucky moment for you in your career?
Actually, one of the lucky moments is the second big guy, was working with, for sure, The Voice and that huge production company.
Mhm.
Would say coming to Hamburg and connecting with Yurik, Victor Flowers. This is a big foundation of what we're producing right now. And at the same time that I connected with these professionals, I was also building my network with local Hamburg brands. And now we have this platform where we have sponsors that are locally founded here in Hamburg, producer artists that are locally founded here in Hamburg, videographer, photography team that's locally founded in Hamburg, and it's homegrown now.
Mhm.
And so when that became a reality, which was fairly recent, I'd say coming into the first quarter of this year, that's when I was like, okay, I am in the lucky moment that's now lasting for a period, right?
Mhm.
We're in it. Mm.
I think hearing from your current successes, I think you're really riding that wave. And I do hope that, I can see great things will be happening for you, Joel. So we're now at the period where we're going to be doing some fun and games because our audience really wants to know more about you, not just about your career. So we're going to ask you some questions and ask you to do some things. First question, what would be your superpower?
My superpower would be take away your fears. That's what it
Oh,
would be.
that's a good one. Oh. Wait, but the thing is that sometimes overcoming that fear, that's where courage comes from, though. But so that is okay. So I'll give you that one. Okay, that's a good one. I like it. I like it. Yeah. Our next game we're gonna play is, and I love this game, is Who Would You? Okay. So who would you frack? Who would you marry? And who would you befriend?
So do I have to give an answer for each of those?
I'm going to give you 3 suggestions and then you're going to pick from them. Okay. So who would you frack? Who would you marry? And who would you befriend? 1 is Wonder Woman. 2 is Scarlett Johansson. And 3 is Serena Williams.
Well, I would start with number 3. Definitely marry Serena.
She's so amazing, yeah.
To be able to win those tours while being pregnant, that's a Scarlett Johansson was number 2. I think I would frack, and Wonder Woman I would definitely befriend, because when you need a friend, she will be one right there for you.
Good choices, good choices. Nice. So we're gonna do one last thing, and this is gonna be a challenge. We're gonna ask you to Vogue on camera.
Vogue on cam. Okay, ready? So the song background called Park Fiction.
Yeah,
ready?
do it.
Uh-oh.
Got the moves. Woo, woo, woo.
Park Fiction, living it up. Dance that. Park Fiction, living it up. Dance that. Park Fiction, everybody's gonna Park Fiction, living it up.
Love the tune. Love the tune. So one last question. You have a guitar behind you, and it looks amazing, almost like an Elvis impersonator guitar. It looks amazing. You want to play us something?
Okay. See what I can think of. Just a second. Down the step, Pulp Fiction. Everybody's on the Pulp Fiction, living it up. Yeah, God. Super dope. Yeah, I would love to, man. I would love to. I don't know if we can run that in here, but sure, I can bring this outside. We can do a little sit-in, or maybe I can set something up in the garden for y'all.
Sure, sounds great. We'll do.
And right now, Yurik is doing the overdub mastering on this song that we just composed. So I can introduce you to him in a second. Just...
Yes.
Okay, so they're taking...
Can anybody bring him some water, please?
Yeah, big guy. So this is the perfect break right now. So you can say hello to Yurik Maretsky, please.
Hi, Yurik. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, at least online, but yeah.
Hopefully next time in person.
Yeah.
There you go. Yes, and he's the producer. I'll be releasing most of the music I'm doing and releasing these next years, I hope. Right next to me is Daniel Leon.
Hi, Daniel. Looking good.
Yeah, you're my best friend.
And also an amazing artist, vocalist. Always looking good. I love that. You know what I mean?
You gotta record vocals without a shirt. Yurik taught me that.
There you go.
Feel comfortable.
Taking the direction.
I hope you're recording that already on film.
He's heard a bit about Gigworks, and I'll be filling him in on a lot more of the great work we're doing together.
Great.
And behind us is Mr. Marcus.
Hello.
Hi, Marcus. Nice to
A lot
meet
of
you.
the videography and cinematography we're going to be doing for our music videos coming out soon. This man is a visionary as well. I've known him for 2 years now. I've known him a little bit over a year now, almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years now. I think a bit over now, right? And or almost back and forth there. And yeah, I've seen him working and growing from his graduation with Design Factory to what he's been doing in the time after that. So you'll see his face a lot in his work. Yeah. Oh. This is his official young fisherman.
Love the look. Love the look.
Thank you. That's really cool. That's awesome.
Is that part of the new soul category also?
There you go. Even behind the lens, it's reflecting that. So yeah, and right now we're at Shaltona, which is one of the studios that our producer works with. It's a fantastic location, where we can record a full band. We can really get behind on the nitty-gritty when it comes to digital engineering, and we coordinate with my other producer, who is, shout out to Dennis Rux from Yeah Studios. And with him, we're working on an analog bass and producing vinyls. So we got a nice duality going on in the production team. No,
looks like a really good setup.
It's like that.
You've got
Just a couple of guys making music together.
Love it.
Yeah,
It is.
It's so funny of the juxtaposition. You're in a jacket with like a hoodie and a hat, and he's like a shirt off. I don't know, is it hot? Is it cold?
it's yin and yang. It's yin and yang, baby. You know what I'm saying? Well, the reality. Let me clarify that for the record.
All right,
yeah.
all right.
The reality is, I'll show you on the thermometer. Yeah. In this room here, it's also temperature controlled, right? So here is the panel. You can see this panel is right here. It's at 20. I don't know if it's clear. Is it clear?
No, there's a glare, so we're not able to see it on the screen.
Okay.
Okay, now we can see it. Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay, there you go. Right. Great. Well, there it is. And so in here, it is in fact 26 degrees, right? So he's nice, sweaty in here. He's getting hot. Out here, it's more like 15 degrees. I gotta say. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what it is out here. A lot colder. Maybe 13 today. I don't know. So I gotta step in and out of there. I like to keep nice and cozy.
Yeah, then you're doing the right thing to put on a jacket because you don't want to catch cold or.
We're actually shooting a music video for this song at sunrise tomorrow morning. So I do have to stay healthy. We'll be going through a series of different outfit changes out there. So hopefully we don't get caught in the rain. It's tonight's. We're doing some promotions thereof as well, which I hope you're sending your way.
That would be great. Our users would definitely love to see that. So
Yeah, cool.
thanks. Okay, Joelle, I won't take too much of your time because I know you've got to get back to work and work on that album. So here we say adieu, and we will come back to you and speak to you again shortly.
See y'all soon.
Thanks.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Bye. Auf Wiedersehen. Bye, Joelle.
Bye-bye. Bye, Giselle.